Hi everyone. A very good day from Fulvio. Um, I've been in the last couple of days here in Manila, Philippines, for business. And after a very long day of meetings, I finally have a bit of time to put together some thoughts from the last couple of days. But even more important, I had time to put down some ideas and some uh, words for my most important client, my daughter, my lovely Fedo. And so for in this video today, I just wanted to record some ideas for my daughter that hopefully can resonate in the mind of many other people. Um, for many, probably the things that I'm gonna share are not gonna be new, but it's always a good reminder, very often a good reminder to myself as well, of what is really important and the value of some of the experiences. Most of these things are coming from direct experience. Many of these things are coming from books that I read, videos that I watched, words of wise people, mentors. And anyway, is a message to my Fedora. Um, so, without any further ado, I'm gonna just read down some of the things that I wrote to my daughter. So, message to my lovely Fedo. My lovely daughter, you are and will be independent and smart, a lot more than your daddy. But experience is something you only gain making mistakes and learning the hard way. So let me try and share some experience that hopefully can minimize the number and size of the mistakes that you'll need to go through in order to learn and become successful. So number one, remember that in life there are things that you can control and things that are beyond your control. Focus on the first and don't trouble yourself too much for the latter. And that definitely is something that took me a long time to figure out. I was always getting upset, and sometimes I still get incredibly nervous and stressed for things that are beyond my control. But lucky enough, when I realized that certain things are simply not something that I can influence in any way, like when you are flying on an airplane and there is a bit of turbulence, you tend to freak out, or at least some people tend to freak out. I'm one of those. Above all when turbulences are very bad, which happened to me a few times in the years. But reality is that, as my wife will always say, just certain points surrender, trust that things will go in the right direction. In any case, it's not up to you, it's up to the pilot, it's up to everything that there is around. So don't just freak out or don't get too upset and waste energy on things that are beyond your control. The second thing, certain things are though within your span of control, and definitely the things that are within your control are your thoughts, your habits, and actions. Try to always be positive. See the good in everything that comes your way. And this is definitely one of those things that we can control, and it's just due to our discipline that we can definitely coach ourselves and help ourselves seeing the good and the positive in everything that comes our way. We always are in front of the choice to see troubles and to see problems, or to see opportunities and seeing solutions. And as one of my mentors keeps saying, if you are looking for problems, you will always find many problems. And it's the moment in which you're looking for opportunities and solutions that you start looking for it. Number three, remember that things are never as bad or as good as they seem. The bad is not so bad, the good is not so good. And again, there's just, I guess that through experience you realize that when you find yourself at the bottom, things can always go a lot worse. And when you think that you are actually a genius, you are a king, and you're the winner, reality is that, well, you can always improve. And we'll go through it later. Number four, we are always tempted by immediate reward, and we prefer it to things that will give us benefit in the future. Often, benefit incredibly higher to the reward that we usually pursue in the immediate. Put systems in place to help you resist to the temptation and speed up your way to achieve success and your dreams. And these are the typical things with financial, uh, with savings in specific. We may be always tempted to go to the next restaurant or to buy some treat or just to buy something good because we like it. I had recently, well, recently it's been a few years now, but I'm always browsing for watches, luxury watches, and I simply like them. Um, Having said that, if I'm trying to build a solid foundation for the family and fixing our finances, having some savings, making some investment, buying some assets. And I do know that at a certain point I will be very, very tempted to spend a fair bit of money for most people in a nice luxury watch. I do like Patek Philippe as well as Vacheron Constantin for the aficionados. But I know that if I use the same money, I put in investment in some bonds or some shares, or maybe the down payment for a property, I know that in the mid and long run, of course, financially will be a lot more clever and will give us a lot more returns. Again, number five, I think, pray and meditate. Spend some time alone and see the world, listen to the nature, and get to know who you really are. And here is actually the value of silence. I do love walking, and when I have my long walk, 1 hour, 2 hours, walking on my own, maybe listening to something, maybe some music, maybe some audiobook, it's simply very, very cooling, and you start seeing the nature in a completely different perspective. Or another thing that I love doing every morning when I go to the office, I don't browse. I try as much as possible to do some breathing meditation, and I simply love observing people on the train. Many of them with a head deep into their mobile phones. Um, Many of them behave in completely different ways, and some of them sleeping, some of them praying. But you start seeing things in the moment in which you stop and you just open yourself to listening and really focusing on the moment, not getting troubled by memories of the past or thought about the future. And that is very, very reassuring